Hey there, Tiffany here, and Brad's here with Years of Years, and it's this day in Disney for December 17th. Getting closer and closer to the big day.
So much so. We had a little bit of a Christmas with our family already here, and opened up a special gift. Yes. Oculus Quest 2 giving us access to the topic of this day's feature.
Right, so this day we're going to 2010 with the release of Tron Legacy.
The Return to the Grid.
That's right. It's a sequel of the 1982 film Tron.
Yeah.
We love both a lot.
Light cycles, identity discs. I mean, they changed my childhood. I mean, I think Frisbee may have survived because of Tron and the sales in the early 80s. My goodness.
Yeah, for sure. So Jeff Bridges actually reprises his role in this film, and so as Kevin Flynn, and then also Bruce Boxleitner as Alan Bradley and Tron.
Yeah, and he does a great job.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean,
Both.
everybody just brings it right back.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would even say Jeff Bridges' character is like a better personification. I mean, he's like all like zen and trying to like find like peace in the grid. It's awesome.
It is awesome. And then we're going to talk about this in more detail later, so I'm just prefacing, but the electronic music is Daft Punk, of course. Yeah. So
we're big Daft Punk, Stardust fans.
They composed
even in the 90s.
Right, the score for the film, and I can't wait to hear their music when I'm writing Tron.
Yes.
Right.
I'm actually very hopeful that when you go up Space Mountain, there's like mission control, and you have two like mission control guys like standing there. I'm kind of hoping whenever they do the opening of Tron that they put Daft Punk in there just to kind of, just for a little while, just two helmets. I mean, you put two helmets on them. You can buy them on Etsy for heaven's sakes.
On the animatronics or on the guys. We don't want Daft
Punk
stuck in there.
No, please. I mean,
we want them
they
to
should
produce.
I mean, if Tomorrowland, I mean, seriously, at the Tomorrowland stage, like have them for the opening.
Talk about a crowd. Talk about a crowd. I don't know.
Come on, I'll MC, please. Please.
All right, so they compose the musical score, and then
Derezzed is a phenomenal
but we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
So, all right. So Steven Leisenberger returned to produce on this film, and I think that really adds to why it's kind of fluid and it did really well. So in the interest in doing a sequel, they were interested because even though Tron, the first 1982 one, didn't do well in the box office, what, you guys, my friends from 1982, why didn't you go watch this?
It was well promoted. I mean, even as a child, I was very aware of its presence.
It's hard to understand
not just
why
from Siskel and Ebert.
Some of these films didn't do as well, but I don't know.
Of course.
It was
marketing.
No, I don't know.
No, I always blame marketing. I'm sorry.
I don't know, but it's a cult classic, right? So everybody made up for it by watching Tron, and that's why.
And Disney remains resilient and respecting that they have an IP that has a future because it's in the future. So they keep investing.
Well, especially for something like Tomorrowland. Awesome. Love it. So all those involved in the production of this film seemed like they were big fans of the original Tron, and director Joseph Kosinski and producer Sean Bailey hired Adam Horowitz and Edward Kiddis to do the screenplay, and they were described as obsessed with Tron. So it's self-described. They described themselves as obsessed with Tron. So they said, for us, it was as if we were going to revisit this movie and try to take it forward. We're the children of Tron. We grew up on it. It informed us. It really helped shape us and get us excited about the possibility of technology and film and all that stuff. it's one of the reasons we're
stop.
doing what we're doing. So in that way, it's like how we can approach this movie in a way that as writers, we have an emotional entry point ourselves. And that was Adam Horowitz.
Yeah.
So I really, really appreciate that, because that's exactly what, you know, you would hope to happen with something like the original Tron. And it did, and it affected people, and they chose careers and did stuff because of how awesome it was. And there's other things.
They address so many principles. They address so many like psychological and social like principles. I mean, Clue, like just trying to please, you know, his master and the creator, you know, and Zeus, this like rogue like agent at the club who just really is so connected. There are so many fantastic characters in this film. I love it.
So the writing staff group basically credited some of their writing for Tron Legacy to The Wizard of Oz. They took nods from The Wizard of Oz and that thematic influence.
Yeah.
And then...
Meaning in characters' progression of story and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then Cora was... They did... you know, use Joan of Arc as a reference for her.
Our holy warrior.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there are a lot of spiritual overtones in Tron.
Right, and Tron, and she actually, you know, is kind of, I can see her in a spiritual way as well in the film. So,
absolutely.
They wanted to make the film feel real, so that the audience would feel like the filming actually took place or occurred in the fictional universe. So really to achieve that, they used actual glass and steel and concrete to get that visceral quality in the film. And I think they did a good job.
Yeah, and that's another thing I love about this film. The timing, even though it wasn't wildly successful in the box office, okay, meaning profitable-wise, was it? I mean, did it do well internationally? I if I remember right, perhaps not, but it was arriving at the time of like real 3D, and while it wasn't shot for real 3D, they did the process afterwards, so it was released in 3D, and you know, we were consuming those 3D movies at the time, so we really got taken in. And you know, the oranges and the blues in contrast with the black, I mean, it was also the time period whenever all of us were getting Blu-rays. And so it was one of our first like Blu-ray purchases that we watched on the television. It was like, wow, look at how good it looks at home. So this movie lended itself to the time to just be specimen. It's awesome.
Well, it took 2 years and 10 companies, 10, to create the 1,565 visual effects shots. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So a lot of work on that from a digital standpoint.
Yeah.
In the digital world.
And you're saying Daft Punk had a lot of work there with... So
the French electronic duo, if you guys don't know them, go check them out. Daft Punk.
Now now Grammy Award winning and recognized forever. So
for sure.
Not that it's needed, but nice.
So they had over 30 tracks for the film. Kaczynski wanted electronic music and knew that Daft Punk were more than just a dance music group, which, you know, kudos to him for knowing that. Because they really are.
Fully committed to their artistry,
talented.
completely down to the ego, the personality, the presence. Fully committed even to the release of their art and their work being timed properly, and a full story, almost sort of like a progression of like glam space opera. I know,
right,
the
and
70s,
that's
but
a good
modernized.
point. They really hadn't done something like this with just the synthesizer before. They did have so much orchestral elements to their music. So they did pull it back to, you know, just the synthesizers with derezzed and everything.
There's so much like low level, just very nice.
But, you know, they're highly talented, so that's why it's so good.
We love
You
them.
could just put the movie on. It's like a music homage. You know, it's worth
nice.
just listening to. But Derezzed was released as a single, hugely successful Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, so they've done well.
Yeah. And I believe they've been committed for the second one. I think I saw that, or maybe I'm just dreaming, but it's very possible.
Yeah, so what we care about most is getting this ride open because
Yes.
we want to be, personally, Brad and I would like to be on light cycles.
Come on, get your hands
Yep.
up here, baby. Right up.
Yeah, here we go. For sure. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
It really
so
is.
I'm
We're
really
going to the
excited
grid.
for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, everyone else can go to the Oasis. We're going to the grid.
Exactly. Exactly. So go watch Tron and get excited for the ride. Go listen to Daft Punk's album if you have. I know it's not very Christmassy, but obviously it was a Christmas time release. So
Yes.
it's all good.
Do it anytime, every time,
Exactly.
all the time.
Exactly.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Yeah, tell us what you think. I want to know, do you like Tron? Do you like the first Tron? Do you like Daft Punk? And are you excited for the ride? And do you want another
This is a
Tron
rhetorical
film?
question. Of course
Hey,
you do.
I want to hear it. Tell us all about it. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!